guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing the process of going top mount turbo kits. So whether or not you're going to be going from a stock car to a top mount car, or if you're going to do a pure 800 or pure 850 or any stock location turbo, and then you're going to go top mount kit, what the costs are. A lot of people have been asking me already how much it costs, what to be on the lookout for, and what mods, you will need to be able to do something like this. And then also the costs associated with it. So I do just want to mention that with this video, this is not going to include any labor costs because, of course, with labor, that is going to vary by shop, by location, maybe you're sponsored or something like that. So I don't want to give out any costs associated with that and mislead you guys. The only thing I'm going to be including in terms of the cost is going to be the MSRP. If you get a great deal on it, a discount or whatever, if you get it used, great. At least you have a baseline of what it's going to cost for a normal person buying it from a vendor or the supplier directly, how much that's going to cost you. So let's go ahead and get started, as you guys are probably eager to know how much it costs to essentially upgrade this car to where it is now. If you guys are interested for the rest of my build, how much it costs me to put these wheels on, these other mods like lowering springs, so on and so forth, check out my other video, which I'm going to link in the description box below. That's going to go over that in detail, so that answers your guys' questions. So let's go ahead and begin. All right, so now that the angle has changed, we have the engine bay here because that's the purpose of this video. So turbo kit, we're gonna go ahead and just kick it off there, since I'm sure that's what you guys are wondering about. If you guys are wondering about the tuning process, any other details in regards to this, check out my previous video that I released talking about the dyno tuning process, kind of my initial thought. Definitely check that out. It's going to be useful to you guys. Some of this information that I'm going to cover in this video, probably covered it in that one, but I'll go ahead and add it in this video. So anyways, turbo kit. You guys have a couple of options here. The turbo kit that I have, if you guys didn't view my previous video, this is a discontinued Vendetta Racing turbo kit that I got used. Of course. The ones that are available now, I'm going to provide the MSRP for them. I know that the big boost kits, they are going to be cheaper than this, so I'll discuss the cost. If I get them wrong, I'm going to annotate this in the video because honestly, they might have changed the pricing for them ever since I last looked. If you guys are going to go top mount turbo kit, usually the most popular options are the KLM kit, which is what I was going to go with. I actually ended up buying it, still trying to sell it. So if you guys are interested and I still have it, definitely hit me up on Instagram and we can work something out. But KLM is the most popular option. If you guys do decide to get the kit with the heat protection package, that is going to run you $7,200. So already pretty pricey, but very, very high quality kit and easy to install. This does not include the catch can. The catch can is another $350 or so, maybe like $375 when it's all said and done. There might be still a waiting time on them, so definitely check out some other vendors and see if they have any on hand if you guys are interested in the kit. So you're already at $7,300 if you are going to go the KLM route. Another route that is a little bit more pricey is the ETS turbo kit. They do also have a catch can. So the turbo kit itself, if you are going to go 6870, I believe it's around like $8,500. Pretty good bump up in price compared to the KLM kit. And the reason for that being is that the KLM kit, just the normal KLM kit, not their Savage kit, the ETS kit is 4-inch downpipe, which is compatible with their exhaust system, which is also 4 inches. So person that is running that, if you guys wanted to check out their experience and how the car is like, is John's black Supra. So I'll also link that in the description box below. He has an ETS turbo kit on his car. His is a 6466 though, that goes into that ETS catback exhaust. So pretty good bump up in price. The catch can, I believe, is $500. I don't know what that's going to be after taxes and shipping. So hit up some of the vendors. So if you guys are wanting the 4-inch route, that is an option. Going back to the KLM kit, the KLM brand also offers the Savage kit, which is a 4-inch kit. So a lot of the big power guys that are sponsored by KLM are wanting to go with a more cost-effective route. That is what they're running with bigger turbos, so less back pressure, which is going to be good for top-end power. But you know, if you're okay with a 3.5 inch, I mean, honestly, if you're going to have a street car, that is plenty of car for the road. Even a Pure 800, I did mention this in my previous video and my other videos where I still had the Pure 800 installed. It is already plenty of car for the street, so just keep that in mind. So those are the two most popular options in terms of the top mount kit. You do also have the AMS kit, and typically they run Garrett turbos on that. You have the P-tuned turbo kit, and typically they run Zono rotor turbo kits. I believe the price for that, I think for the P-tuned, is around $7,000 or so. Price is on the screen and you can have it there. The big boost kit is going to be your cheapest route if you get their turbo that they supply in-house. MPR turbo, if I remember correctly. Those are around $4,500 to $5,000. So definitely your cheapest option. But the only thing is that it sits deeper into your engine bay, similar to where the stock turbo sits. And your wiggle room for that, in terms if you want to go bigger turbo down the road, it's going to be limited, of course. So if you guys are wanting to have wiggle room, definitely go with the P-tuned, ETS, or KLM kit route, so you guys have that capability to just upgrade down the road, just unbolt your current turbo and then go bigger. There you guys have it for that. I don't think Big Boost offers a catch can option in-house. I could be completely wrong. P-tuned, I believe they do, but like what I did for mine, if you wanted to use any of the other catch can kits, just be prepared to do some modification to where it sits, how it's going to be routed with the hoses and stuff. So that's what I ended up doing for mine. I actually had to modify the housing, make it a little bit shorter, and then I had to get a different fitting to make it all work with the KLM catch can on this Vendetta Racing turbo kit. It is pretty pricey in terms of just the turbo kit, but you guys are going to be needing supporting mods in regards to that. So let's go ahead and go over it now. All right, so supporting mods. Had to change the camera angle. My knees got tired. But anyways, so you guys can buy the turbo kit, you guys can install it, you guys can run it with everything else stock, but honestly, that's not going to be your most efficient route because you're not going to be able to maximize the capability of the turbo kit, whether or not you get a 6466, 6870, any of the Zoto rotor options, 9569, so on and so forth. So make sure that you guys do these mods to safely maximize the potential of the turbo kit like I was mentioning. So let's go ahead and discuss those. First, we'll discuss the fueling that you will need to unlock the power of the turbo kits that you guys will be choosing. So you'll need, of course, port injection. You'll also need that if you're going to go a upgraded stock location turbo like any of the Pure or CTS offerings. But either way, you will need it. Trust me, you guys will, I mean, in terms of just mod for mod, like if you guys were just at the port injection kit, that's another 70 to 100 wheel horsepower. So pretty good jump in power just by adding that. So port injection, you will need that. So this is assuming that you guys are not going to be upgrading the intake manifold. If you guys decide to get the Visconti port injection kit with flex fuel, I believe that runs about $2,000 or so. So that is going to be the plug and play kit with the REFLEX box. Could be wrong on that because I know that they separate those out. You have the port injection kit, and then you also have the flex fuel kit that you can purchase separately. I believe I purchased them separately, but the total price is down below here on the screen. So you can also add the injectors on top of that. Typically, these port injection kits, they do come with injectors already included, but you can piece them out if you would like. For me, I decided to go with Deech Works, which is local to OKC, which is where I lived for about 10 or 11 years. I am running their 1000cc injectors, which is enough for this power level where I'm at. I don't know what the power level is, to be honest. I never finished dynoing it whenever Botti was here, so I did mention that in the previous video, so take a look at that if you guys haven't. but it's still going to be enough for what you guys are looking for. If you guys were to go with an upgraded intake manifold, which I did here, I did get this secondhand, but I'm not going to tell you guys just yet what intake manifold that I'm running. All I can say is that it is running very well. Temps are good, very, very high quality intake manifold. And this kit does come with a port injection system already built into the manifold. So I didn't have to use the rail, because if you guys were to run a stock manifold, the rail is basically going to be a spacer with the holes for the injectors that you can fit in, and then an additional fuel line that you will install. Those are the costs for the port injection. To also maximize this, and you guys will need this so your fuel pressure doesn't drop, which is going to be catastrophic to your engine because you don't want to starve it of fuel, is going to be a low pressure fuel pump system. So most common options is going to be the Visconti kit, which is about $1,000, $1,100. And the installation for that, it is a huge pain in the ass, to be honest. I would recommend getting it professionally done, but if you are brave, definitely be prepared for doing it and carving out an entire day to do it. You have the Visconti kit. You also have PFS, which is a drop-in solution. So they basically send you a modified fuel basket, and you can send your core, your stock one, over to them, and they'll credit you some money back, or you can just buy it outright. But that is another cost. So all in all, upgrading your fuel system, adding port injection, and doing a low pressure fuel pump, that's going to run you almost another $3,000. So just be on the lookout for that. So of course, if you're going to be increasing power, you guys are going to be needing to upgrade your transmission. So I am running the Applied Torque Solutions built transmission on my car. I believe this is the stage 1. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on pure on this video just because I don't have experience running their transmission on my car. There's plenty of cars that's running them, but I am running the ATS transmission on mine, which has been running amazing. I've had the transmission on my car for like 12,000 miles, I believe, at this point, and there's no problem with it. For me, I got a different price for it just because I was one of the very first to ever get this transmission on my car. So shout out to Brian Scholl. I've been giving him a shout out because I've been so happy with his transmission build on my car, on my daily driver at the end of the day, and it's been handling everything that I've been throwing at it just fine. The price I got for it is a little bit different, but if I remember correctly, if you're going to be doing one of his packages, it's about $5,000 or so. I can't remember. Definitely hit him up on Instagram if you guys are wanting a more accurate pricing. But if you're wanting his stage 1 plus or stage 2 build, essentially it'll handle well over 1,000 wheel horsepower, 1,000 wheel torque. I believe it's up to even like 1,300 or 1,400 for the upper tier. I can't remember exactly what Brian is tiering it as, but that is going to run you $6,000. So that is, of course, is going to involve taking the transmission out of the car. And if you guys are not located here in Dallas, you guys are going to have to ship it here. I don't know what the shipping cost is because I am in Dallas, so I can literally just take my car to him and then he can squeeze me in and get it done.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Those are the costs associated with it. So if you guys were to total everything out in terms of like the turbo kit, so let's say that you're just going to go with the standard 6870 route. So turbo kit's going to cost you $7,200. Fueling is going to cost you, like I said, almost like another $3,000, maybe a little bit over that. So you're already over $10,000. And then if you're going to go with a pretty robust transmission build, that is going to cost you $6,000. So you're already over $16,000 in your build already. And then if you decide to upgrade your intake manifold, which is recommended, even if you're not going to be dragging the car, I mean, honestly, if it's just going to be your daily driver, you can just completely bypass this. But I got a great deal on my intake manifold, but intake manifolds on this platform, it already starts around $4,000. You do have the Wagner tuning option as well, and they are also located here in the North Texas, Dallas area, actually a little bit further out. Their offering is very solid. Matt's car is also running their manifold and it's ran great so far. That is going to be the most bang for your buck option. I believe it's like 2,800. It's definitely under 3 grand as of the recording of this video. So that is an option for you. But either way, if you guys are going to replicate some build like this, you're going to be almost at 20 grand when it's all said and done. So it's not cheap by any means, but if you were to look at it with this lens, is that this car, I mean, I don't know what my car makes, but people with this setup, running it safely around 35 or 36 PSI of boost, they are well over 800 wheel horsepower, mid 800s. I mean, that's a lot of power for this type of car. And this car definitely punches above its weight, keeps up with 900 wheel horsepower cars, 1,000 wheel horsepower cars. So it is pretty capable. Might not outright beat them, but will definitely give those cars a good run for their money. So there you guys have it. This is ultimately my daily driver. Check out my next video. I don't know when that's gonna go up, where I discuss the driving dynamics of this car. It is definitely still daily drivable. Been very happy with it. I've been doing it for, at this time, 3 weeks. Can't complain. Definitely account for those costs if you guys were wanting to go the top mount turbo route. It is pricey, but you do have to think you gotta pay to play. So with that statement, make sure that you guys are responsible with the power that you're putting on your car, because if you guys decide to send it, be prepared for a motor build. There you guys have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely check out my previous video where I go over the tuning process with Mikey Botti, my initial thoughts with it. And if you guys have any questions, definitely hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram, give me a follow, or leave a comment down below. But I'll see you guys in the next video.